Okay, so obviously we're here tonight with Andres from Birmingham Metalheads. Most of you will know him, but if you're new to the club or watching this later after we've recorded it, we'll just give you a quick intro to who he is, why we're speaking to him specifically. So Andres joined us from Wolverhampton a couple of years ago now, winter 2023, WNBL and Summer Cup champion with us, three-time WNBL All-Star, I think. Back-to-back MVP with the Metalheads, back-to-back Silver Slugger with the Metalheads, career average just under 400, OPS over 1,000, 40 RBI, and it's not just hitting well, but his discipline at the plate is great as well, with 22 walks to just seven strikeouts in two full seasons. So, first of all, thanks for your time, Andres.
Thank you for thinking that I can share something. So yeah.
Cool. So we'll ask you some questions now. At the end, we'll ask you a couple of questions that were sent in, and the guys that are on the call will get the opportunity to ask you some questions too. If you do want to drop your questions in the chat throughout, and we can pick them up at the end, go for it. We don't need to wait until the end to remember and ask them. So we'll start from the very beginning of a hitter's journey, especially in the UK where the coaching isn't great for a lot of people in the early stages. What are some of the common mistakes you see guys that are new to the game making when it comes?
Hi. I have three. The first one is trying to fix things on games. You are in the game. You're not going to fix your swing. You're not going to fix your path or anything. So go to the game with whatever you have in your baggage or in your pocket, and try to conquer with that. You're not going to make any adjustments in during the game. That's the first one. The second one, obviously, being probably have thousands and thousands of swings. I've been playing my whole life. New guys into the sports don't have as many swings, so I think not enough training. Obviously, we are an amateur team. We only have one session a week. I think it's not enough. As you know, we organized by ourselves many sessions last winter. We went to a cricket place with cricket with lanes, and we can use them for hitting, for throwing, for anything we wanted. I think not enough training is the other one, and the most important for me is not having a plan. They just stand there most of the times, and what does the team needs from me now at this situation? What can I do? How can I help the team? So what's my plan? It's to get on base. It's to hit a home run. It's to go deep in the count. I don't know. There's many ways that you can help the team. Do they need a bunt? What's the plan? That's another one. We will. I want to elaborate later more on how can you make a plan, but that's a big one. Not having a plan before you even go on deck, you need to be thinking on what's your plan for that at bat, because it will change during the game. It will change depending on the situation. If you're winning, if you're losing, if the score is narrow, or if you're losing or winning by 10, it's different. Every situation has the team will need something different from you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those three.
So before we start talking about drills, have you got any thoughts on steps that you'd recommend to those newer or inexperienced guys to take to start correcting those mistakes? So not necessarily solving, but what are things they could probably start doing earlier in their journey to sort of start working on improving them?
Yeah. First of all, uh, more training. It's like playing a guitar. If the first couple of times it feels awkward, the bat in my hands like a guitar. The more I try to use it, the more comfortable I feel. The more control I have of the bat, of the guitar. So they need to have, if they want to be better, at any level. Obviously, the more you practice something, the better you're going to be. So I sometimes a lot of people do CrossFit, right? And those guys they do 4 or 5 sessions a week, and then we have people complaining because we have 1 session a week, which it's kind of absurd in a way. We don't dedicate too much time to baseball, and obviously, we can see the example of James. He crushed the ball this season. He was on those winter sessions, uh, all of them, or I would say 95% of those sessions. He was there, trying to improve, trying to swing, trying to get more reps. I think, and I believe his average went, I don't know, 150 points up maybe from the previous season, and crush, I don't know how many home runs. It's visual that training more, it gives you better results. So the other one for starters is, I see that obviously it's because they're not used to, but be aggressive, be explosive. You want to do damage. You want to hurt the ball. That's the reality. You want to hit it as hard as possible, and you can miss swinging slowly or swinging hard. So if the possibility of failure is there, just miss big, as I keep saying, miss big time. Swing hard, swing aggressive. Don't just try to take the bat to the ball. That's when you do pepper game. Yes, take your hands to the ball. Try to hit it everywhere. But when you're in the box, just try to smash it.
Cool. So on that, I know personally that you're a guy that has just a ton of drills in his locker, especially around correcting hitting mechanics. Can you talk us just through a few of your favorites, both for newer guys who aren't as experienced, and also the ones that like even good hitters should be doing every week?
Yeah, these the ones that I'm going to tell you, they're basically the drills that I do all the time. I like them. They work for me. I believe they will work for most people. I don't see why not. So top hand, bottom hand swings. I isolation of hands, so you will show you which one is playing against you. If your wrist is breaking, or I don't know how to say it, that it will show you the contact with the ball will show you which hand is playing against you against the other. So those then in all the drills that I'm talking, you can do soft toss or tee. So you can do it by
Yep.
yourself or you can do it with another colleague. I like to soft toss, obviously tee. If you cannot hit it while the ball is static there, you're going to struggle with movement, right? So maybe you can start with the tee and then progress with the soft toss, increase the speed of the soft toss, or yeah. Then tee, different locations. So every time I see people doing tee work, it's middle ball. You don't need to train that. That's the easy one. That's the ball that everybody can hit. No, work in whatever you're not comfortable. So if you're struggling with the inside pitch, get as close as possible. Get your hands inside of the ball and try to hit that inside pitch. If you're struggling with low and away, just move yourself from the tee, or move the tee forward and chase, not chase, but swing at that low and away ball. It's something is dynamic, is not static, so you can play with the tee. That's something important, I think, because I see it very often. Just people swinging at middle pitch. That's the easy one. That's the cookie. Yeah. So the second one that I really like, with no stride, 45-degree angle. Basically, you move your foot away, and you make a 45-degree angle from instead of just standing there, just Just open your front foot, and it's basically you and keep hitting forward, because that means that you're letting the ball come travel, so you can hit it. You can hit opposite field. I really like this drill. No stride, just swing and try to hit it forward. Right, never pull the ball, especially doing soft toss or tee. I don't believe you need to pull, or you shouldn't be pulling balls doing hitting and hitting. Uh, the the next one is the wall drill. You and me, we've done this in the past. Is when you have the bat at a distance from your waist to the wall, and you have the ball coming, and obviously you need to come inside of the ball. Uh, have a variation to do these seasons. People are afraid of breaking their bats. I like that drill. You keep your hands inside of the ball. You cannot pull as well. That's one of my top two drills. I love it. Wall drill. It keeps your hands inside of the ball. You don't go around of the ball, which will kill your hits.
Yeah,
And the last one for me is every time you are in the cage or doing soft toss, or it's very important for me to say it because I don't see people doing it enough, even the metalheads or it's hitting opposite. Let the ball travel, get to you. Don't chase. If you chase him up front, it happens what happens with Carlos all the time, that he cannot hit a breaking ball because he's hitting the ball when the ball is too far in front of him. So any off speed will kill you, or any ball that is outside, not middle or inside, you're not going to be able to hit it. So practice hitting opposite field to right field to second base, to always try to, because you letting the ball travel, you're going to hit it inside, you're going to hit it with more power, and then during the game, hitting to shortstop or third base will be easy, but the difficult one is to hit it opposite. And I believe it's very, very important you do that.
cool. So, I
Yeah.
mean, some of the stuff you said there, we'll come into this one. It was cool for me this year to watch you adjust to AAA pitching. Obviously, you hit very well last year in WNBL. We know that AAA pitching is a level above, especially in terms of speed. And for me, I noticed that your swing became like really compact, like very short, direct path to the ball. Whilst it was good last year, it seems like noticeably be much better this year. Um, how have you worked on that throughout your baseball career? Obviously, you mentioned stuff like the wall drill there, and also how did you work on it last in the last winter to make that jump from WNBL to AAA?
Well, if I know you know this, but I insisted very much in and tried to increase the speed in the batting cage whenever we were doing hitting, increase the speed. Basically, you're playing with physics, right? With distance and reaction time. So if you are in a shorter distance, you increase the speed. Even you can be throwing 30 miles an hour. If you're throwing 30 miles an hour from 5 meters, it looks like 90 miles an hour. So it was important for us, having that step into AAA to increase the speed of the practice, because one thing that happens with the WNBL, I keep saying this, is that because the pitches are so slow, you end up chasing and trying to hit it in front. You don't let the ball travel, and it's important to hit it when he's on top of you, on top of the home plate, not when he's up front the home plate. But it's I know why it happens, and I know it happens because of the lower speed of the league. But and it's difficult not to go into that. But obviously, the training is what will make you avoid that mistake, prevent that mistake of chasing, and if you bend. if you're bending your front knee, it's probably because you have two options. You're chasing, or you had enough speed and you had to reduce your speed, so you bend your knee. That's the only way. That's the only time that I accept it or I see it well is when it's an off speed pitch. You see a lot of guys in the majors. They bend the front knee only when they are too early and they need to stall. They need to make a pause and wait for the ball. That's the only time. But you need to avoid that. You need to hit the ball when he's on top of you. So that was one. Um, yeah, as I said, keeping the hands inside of the ball, letting ball travel, and hitting opposite on BP all the time. I do my first round BP 10 balls, at least 10. The first 10 balls, I'll do everything opposite, inside pitch, outside pitch, whatever I can hit to. I can bring my hands in and try to hit opposite. Is what I try to do all the time. And yeah, those are the main ones.
Cool. Earlier, obviously, you mentioned one of the mistakes you see is people not having a plan. So, talk us through your approach to hitting during the game. And when you step out onto the on deck circle, or even before, what are you thinking? What are you looking for?
Yeah, it's important that you said that. It starts before you're going on deck. You need to watch a picture and you need to talk with your colleagues. Maybe you are the seventh in the lineup or the eighth, and you have 6 or 7 people going before you, so they can tell you what kind of pitches they saw, kind of the timing of the pitcher, the strike zone of the umpire. So you can talk about all these things. You can share some and you see a lot of that on in MLB. You see them talking about the pitcher. You see them sharing tips or habits or things that the pitchers do whenever they're throwing. I don't know. Look, in the last few games of the season, I found out that Rick, he grunts every time that he throws a fastball. You told me that.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been helpful a couple of years ago. I never. So that's the kind of thing that you need to ask and you need to talk about. Yeah, a bit of banter. I like a bit of banter and having fun in while we are in the dugout or dugout. Um, but we are there to win, so we need to talk about the game, about the pitcher, about the umpire, about whatever we find useful, whatever angle edge we can find to win the game. So that can be done all before you go on deck. Then when I'm on deck or when I'm there just waiting for my turn, um, I ask a few questions to myself. Okay, what's the game situation? What's the score? Are we up? Are we down? Are we up by 20? Are we down by 2? So if we are down by 2 in the fifth inning, probably my team needs me to get on base. So if I see a guy that is 50 years old in third base, I'm bunting. You can bet it. You can bet. I will always bunt. I love bunting. I think he's a great tool, um, especially in these leagues. Bunting as a defender is incredibly difficult. Even if you are young, you have good legs and a good arm. If he's a good bunt, it's very difficult to defend. So I'm getting on base. So if I'm winning by 10 in the sixth, I'll you'll see almost hanging myself trying to knock you out of the park. So I never make it, but I'll try to swing at least the first 1 or 2 balls. I'm going to swing as hard as possible because we are winning comfortably. So the first thing is what's the score? What's the game situation? What do the team needs from me? That's very important. The second one is how many outs, because if we have a runner on first and one out or less, probably depends on the runner, right? If I know it was you, you have hit a lot in front of me. I know I have to take 1 or 2 strikes, so you are on second base. But If he's a slower runner, maybe I need to bunt and move him forward and then wait for a single to score that run. So there are many situations. If you're unsure of what could help your team, you can talk to your coach, you can talk to colleagues, more experienced colleagues. So how many outs is important on your approach, what you need to do. And the next one is, are the runners fast? I talk about these. If you're running on first, I'm letting one strike go. I'm letting obviously it won't help me. I had many situations, but it helps the team. Maybe my at bat will be more difficult because I'm letting you get your extra base. But maybe if I get a single after you stole that base, I'm gonna have an RBI and the team will score a run. So it's important to know the runners, if there are any runners on base. The next one is, what's the umpire strike zone? So I hear a lot of excuses on umpire strike zones. Yes, they are better than others. Gladly in AAA, it's a level up. It's way better. So we didn't have much of that issue this season, but we still have it. So I've seen many times that okay, the ump has been calling low and away the whole game. And then two strikes comes and low and away. It might be a ball, but he's been calling it the whole day. So he'll call it. He will say strike. So if one thing that I say, with two out, two strikes, if my bat can reach it, I'm not letting that decision go to the umpire. I'm gonna swing even if I foul ball, even if I don't like that decision to be left to the umpire, because umpires have a feeling that umpiring is tough. We need to respect those guys, and it's an incredibly difficult job. So I have a lot of respect for umpires. Some of them, obviously, more. But if they see you, you don't have the intention. If you're there just standing, and you don't have the intention of playing the game, you're trying to just get a walk. I would say eight out of 10, they'll strike you out. So two strikes. If you have something that you can put your bat, just swing it, because it will be beneficial for you. So the second one is, so that one was the strike zone, the ump strike zone. Know it, discuss it with colleagues, and be prepared for that. If you don't want to hit with two strikes, hit before. It's your fault. You put yourself in that situation. So you better make up for getting into that strike count, right? So the next one is, what's the pitcher's best pitch? So what's his strikeout pitch? How does he start an AB? So an at bat. So okay, I know this guy. His favorite, his strikeout pitch is a slider. So he's not probably gonna throw you one slider at the beginning of the at bat. He will come with a couple of fastballs. So be ready for those fastballs. It's easier to hit a fastball, and there's a big chance of him coming two strikes slider. You struggle with the slider, so be early, be aggressive early in the count. I'm not that patient. I'm more patient at the beginning of the season. Then I just want to hit. But I'm aggressive on the first couple of pitches, because I know at the level that we play, I would say 95% of my at bats start with fastball down the middle. They want to be on top of you. They want to start with a strike. It's difficult as a pitcher to start with a ball, right? 1-0, and then you are okay. What if you are the pitcher? If you already threw a ball, you're probably coming exactly middle fastball again. So be aggressive on those counts. Be aggressive, because a lot of pitchers don't trust this stuff, and they want to start with fastball. So be ready and swing at those. Be ambitious. Uh, last ones. I can repeat that. Uh, no strikeouts looking. So, so that's my approach. I don't want strikeouts looking. I hate myself when I do that. I don't talk much in coming back home if I strike out looking. I don't feel very well with myself. Again, I put myself in that situation, and then I left the final decision to the umpire. I don't see that I did a good job if I do that. I don't, in my opinion, right? So don't strike out looking, guys. Just swing the ball if you can reach it. Even if it's not your best swing, if you look silly, it doesn't matter. You look more silly coming with your head down to the dugout. You look worse. So try it. Try it. The worst that can happen is you put the ball in play. And if you put the ball in play, good things happen. I heard that a couple of weeks ago. That was a good phrase. I like it. Yes, put the ball in play. If you strike out, you're not going to help your team at all. Only if he's a drop third strike, which is very rare.
Um,
Yeah.
so onto something you spoke about there. We just want to ask about how does your approach change when you're deep into the count? So, let's say you fouled a few balls off. There's been a few balls. You've got a couple of strikes on you. What's your mental changes and what are your physical changes that you're looking to make when you're deep in the count against a pitcher?
Yes. My swing is very different. It's a shame that we don't have a bat speed way to measure bat speed. But I'm sure my bat speeds dropped to half. The first couple of swings, I hit for the fences. I want to do damage. I want to put the ball in the gaps. I want to hit. I want to make a solid contact. I want to crush. I want to hit it as hard as possible. Obviously, when I get to two strikes, that's different. I'm not going to help my team, and it's always this in my mind. I need to help my team. I'm not going to help my team if I strike out. So even if he's a grounder, whatever, just put the ball in play. So I have a really slower, much slower swing. I try to make contact. It's like if I'm playing Pepper during the game. I just want to see the ball and try to make contact. So that's my main. When I have two strikes, I just try to make contact. Any contact. One of the things that used to be done in the past when I was younger, and I saw this guy from Bristol doing it a lot. The big guy, the Lithuanian guy, he used to when he's on two strikes, he's a very difficult guy because he doesn't strike out much because he has this approach. When he's on two strikes, he chokes the bat and he just tries to make contact. And he's a humongous guy. He's giant, but he's humble enough just to say, okay, I'm not going to help if I'm not putting the ball in play. So he chokes and he makes good contact. So I like that. I like that. I don't choke. I just start earlier and go slower and
Yeah.
just try to make contact. Like if I'm playing Pepper. Pepper is a great game to play before the start of a game. It gets you loose, gets you your hands um, making good contacts. I like Pepper before a game.
Cool. Okay, so before we get on some of the questions that have been sent in and give the guys on the call an opportunity to ask some with the last 10 minutes, we've got it's probably a difficult one. Of all the advice that you've given on the call, or whether you've saved it to the end, you could only give a hitter one piece of advice to take away today. What is it?
Yes, that's an easy one for me. Work on what you're not comfortable with. As I said, it's easy to hit middle balls, so you're not going to struggle with that. And okay, yeah, you don't like inside pitches, but if a pitcher knows that you don't like inside pitches, guess where he's throwing all the time. So you need to work on what you don't feel comfortable with. So go work on those hands inside or the outside pitch. I used to not not even swing an outside pitch. Not even I wouldn't even swing. Fastball, slider, whatever, I wouldn't even swing. And I kept working. I'm talking 2017. Before that, I wouldn't even swing. I said I have three pitches there. He's not going to put three pitches there. So I have other twos to make some of my thing. But I said no. If I go to a better level, they can throw three strikes out low and away, and I'm going to strike out because I'm not going to even swing. So I started working on the outside pitch, and I think I'm very comfortable now with that pitch. So move the tee low, down, inside, outside, and work on those that you don't feel comfortable.
Cool. Um, okay, one of the first questions we had sent in was a question about the best way to hold the bat, specifically how you hold it in your hands. I think this is something that certainly I was never really taught about this coming in as an amateur at a relatively late age. So I think sometimes it can go overlooked that people don't necessarily know the right way to hold the bat. Like, what are your tips? And is that something that you've got to sort of work out personally?
So I was taught this way. I will not put my hands on fire because of this, but I've seen it before explained on the internet. It's different videos. So your knuckles need to be aligned. So that's the correct way, or what I was taught as a kid, and it has worked pretty decently for me. So I think that's the right way. I can do some research, but I'm pretty sure that that's the best way. Yeah.
Cool. The next question, in fact, includes a line that you said directly earlier. So they were watching the World Series, and I noticed a lot of the commentary saying things like "good things happen when you get the battle ball."
Yeah,
But
wait,
when they
wait.
tried,
Before that, I remember something. Keep your hands relaxed. If you're too stiff, your bat will be stiff.
yeah,
So you can't be too tight. You need to be relaxed, and that's very important as well. Your wrists, your hand, you need to be relaxed to hit. You cannot be stiff. Keep going. I'm sorry for the interruption.
no, no worries, no worries. So yeah, they were watching the World Series and noticed the commentators saying things like "good things happen when you get bat on ball." But when they try to just make contact instead of hitting it hard, they just dribble the ball to the shortstop. So should they be swinging hard every time? What's the sort of difference when between swinging for the fences and just putting it in play?
I, I, as I said, I can speak from my experience. That's maybe a coincidence. Maybe in the past 10 games to that game that they were talking, they were trying to just put the ball in play, and they were getting some singles or some doubles. I've hit balls to the fence trying to just put it in play, and I think it's more you being relaxed, not trying to do too much, more than your speed. Maybe you don't need to reduce much the speed, but I know when I try to hit a home run, I never hit it. So if I'm trying to do too much, I don't do it. I don't even. Sometimes I don't even touch the ball. I don't even foul it. So just try to do the minimum. Put the ball in play. So if you go with that mentality, I think you become just more relaxed, basically.
Um, we've got a question in the chat. Probably the last one we've got time for. If someone always pulls or reaches out for the ball early, is there a way other than just sitting back to overcome that issue? What would you recommend? Any sort of drills for helping people
Yes. The
sit
work.
deeper?
So 45-degree angle. That's no stride 45-degree angle. You're basically hitting, because that's what you're doing. You're chasing. You're hitting in front of you. That's why you're always pulling the ball. So you need to let the ball travel. So how can you learn how to let the ball travel? First, you need to practice it. I haven't seen many sessions when guys say, "Okay, I'm going to hit five balls to the right field. I'm going to try it." So if you want to hit to the right field, you need to let the ball travel. It's impossible. It's physically impossible to hit it to the right field if your bat is like that. So you
Yeah.
need to let it travel, and then you're gonna feel very very late, and you're gonna feel that you're not gonna hit it. But and At some point, it feels like you're taking the ball almost from the catcher's glove. But obviously, the more you do it, the more comfortable you feel. But you need to go to. The problem is a lot of people go to the batting cage and they just want to crush it. But no, you just go there, try to make good contacts, and work in something that you're not comfortable with. So low and away, I wasn't comfortable. Even away pitches, whatever pitches away, I wasn't comfortable. So I started working more and more and more on those, and I really improved a lot on those. And suddenly I stopped being able to hit the inside pitch, but that's another conversation. So yeah, uh, training. That's the only answer that I can give you.
Cool. Well, that's all the questions we had in the chat or sent in. Thanks very much for that, Andres. Really appreciate your time. If you're watching this back later and you've got questions for Andres, he'll he'll welcome you asking him, whether that's online or in person at training. As you can tell, he loves to talk about hitting and making people better, and I know that personally. I set this up because he talks to me a lot about hitting. I'm still working on getting to his level, but I certainly know a lot more about why I was doing the things I was doing before I knew that. So, yeah, thanks very much for your time, Andres.
No,
Really
thank
appreciate it.
you. Anytime. Thank you. See you later.
Guys.